Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we went into Dollarama today and 6 hours of runtime, up to 500 lumens, 2-year warranty through who? I guess the company. Because, yeah, you know Dollarama, right? But for $5, and it's called Everstart Maxx, and it's a work light that also works as a USB power bank. Wow, for phones, tablets, and more. So obviously rechargeable magnetic base on this thing too. 360 degrees adjustable head. Well, let's get this thing out of the package and well, let's find out about it. All right, I've got to figure out how to open this box without destroying everything. That's the challenge. Oh yeah, it's well sealed. So we got to get through 3 of these stickers. All right. Well, I guess we missed one, or part of one. Well, yep, we actually missed part of one. There we go. Pull the sides. Yeah. Ah, we tore it a little bit. That's okay. We gotta get it out of here. All right. Let's see what we got here. There's a unit. There's a charge cable. Instructions. Pop her over there. That actually looks kind of neat. I thought, wow, that's interesting. That's actually a relatively strong magnet. So I've been looking for a new work light, actually for work, because I have flashlights that have magnetic thing on them, but the magnet isn't all that strong, and I generally hang these things upside down on the frame of a trailer or the axle because I'm down under there to adjust the brakes, and I need to see inside the little tiny hole, right? And so anyways, I also needed something with hopefully some much longer runtime, so we're hopefully this has a lot more runtime for us. I don't have to recharge it as often like my other flashlight. But we do have a power bank here on the side, which is kind of cool. Little blue light there. We'll have to read the instructions about all that. Oh, that's an on and off thing. Oh, that's... Whoa! Talk about bright. So there's top power, low power, and off. Wow, that is really bright. Okay, we got to turn the lights off in here and check this out. Oh, that can blind you. Let's turn off my overhead light for my thing here. Wow, that's well, blinds the camera pretty darn good. But yeah, that's just hitting the ceiling like that. So that brightens things up. So stage down. That's the low setting. Still pretty bright. So that's nice and bright. And if we turn it off, that's all the light we got in the room now. But we can set this thing up. So if we want to put it this way and add some light. Be good in a power outage too, you know. So that would work. Okay, so our charge cable is actually a USB to USB, so A to A. So we just have to plug one end into here and voila. So you're going to be USB-A hookup. So if you have like a Type-C device, like an iPhone, for example, okay? They're Type-C if it's iPhone 15, I believe, are the Type-Cs and up. Anyway, and my iPad 10th Gen is Type-C. So I would need a Type-A to Type-C cable or an adapter to convert my C to C cable. But either way, you could do it. So you can charge any device you want off this thing that they say you can. Now, since we're blind, because man, that was pretty bright. Let's take a quick look at the instructions here. I really do like just up front. So far, like my opinion on this right now, like this is basic. I like this. It seems to be pretty rugged built. I'm just going to read the back here and see what information we have on the back. Do not open, no serviceable parts. Want to bet? So input 5 volt 1 amp, USB output 5 volts at 1 amp as well, 5 watt hour. So whatever you've got to charge, you got 1 amp worth of output power, and your input power is 1 amp for your charging. But that's kind of nice. It's just all magnetic, and it's a pretty strong magnet too. You know, like that's reasonably really strong, so it's not going to come off too easily. And I think that will work out good for the trailers because I can get the angle I need on here as well. So if I need a bit more of a steeper angle, I can just go between the legs there at the back and get more of an angle than I would here. Like here, I'm going to be a little bit limited here, but here I'll have a little bit more, and that's kind of cool. All right, so let's see. Partially charged state. So that's probably not the brightest. First use, yeah. Charge until after purchase. Charge unit after purchase and before first use. Yeah. Until the battery charge status indicator lights blue. Recharge after each use until the charge status light indicator lights blue. So what color is it beforehand? Well, let's take a quick peruse on the charger and see what it does. And I can tell you what color it's going to be. And so it flashes blue while charging. So obviously it's going to probably be a solid blue when it's done charging. So how many milliamps of a battery did we get in this thing? When not in use, we recommend the battery is charged at least every 3 to 6 months. Charging and recharging using the USB charging cable and a device with a USB power port. Make sure power mode button and translucent USB power button are both turned off. The light is not lit and the translucent USB power indicator power button is not lit. The translucent does not operate the light, only the USB power port. You know, okay, so yeah, because it's separate switches. Sorry, I'm just checking this out here, trying to find out the information we need. Operating the light's pretty straightforward. Click, click, click. Okay, so the bulb is called an 18 ultra bright LEDs. It's a lithium battery, 3.6 volt DC. Input is 5 volt DC 1 amp. USB output is 5 volt DC 1 amp. So 1 amp is like 1,000 milliamps. You're not going to charge your phone all the way up. That's for darn sure. Because one amp is only 1,000 milliamps, and most phones are like lots more than that. Like 2 to 4, maybe even a 5 amp battery. So you're not going to fully charge your phone, but you can get enough charge back in it that, you know, you should be all right for a little while. Battery replacement disposal. Yeah, how long the the battery lasts depends upon how long the unit will last. Depends on how you treat it. They don't really get into a whole lot of major information, but considering input and output is 1 amp, you've got one amp battery in here, so 1,000 milliamp battery. That's actually quite interesting that they would have a chargeability of 1 amp output with only a 1 amp battery. So other than that, they really don't get into too much. Oh, the backside is also a magnet. Apparently, no. So where's the other magnet? 5. Number 5. Where's number 5? Oh, magnet attached to stand. So yeah, they put the number 5 as magnet and they show it on the back instead of where it actually is. Okay, so we know where these instructions belong, probably in the garbage. They don't really tell you much, to be honest. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It's bright. And that's probably definitely not full power because it's only got a status charge in it for like shipping purposes kind of thing. So we are going to charge it. When you are plugging something in to charge, now that's one thing I want to check while we're here because I do have an iPhone and I did get a new cable today. So if we plug this in direct, so that's not charging the device. But if we push the button on, it's going to start charging the device. And we can see that the blue light is lit because that's our on and off button. It just turned on my iPhone as well, which is standard operational procedure. So it's going to start putting a charge into the phone. And now it's going red. So we're probably really low on power. So we should probably turn that off for now. Okay, so we got that figured out. We need to charge this sucker up. I like the quality of it for $5. And I think that for a light that I don't really care if it gets beaten too bad, for $5, I mean, how do you really go wrong, honestly? I mean, I'm not going to say it's like a 4 out of 5 or anything. I mean, but it certainly deserves, you know, I would say as far as build quality goes, the main unit, I mean, it's definitely rubberized around. It's going to be able to take some rolls and hits. I've got cheaper lights than this that I got from Dollarama that literally I've used them as work lights and they still have not broken. So there's something to be said sometimes with a cheaper light. Kind of depends, right? I mean, those ones aren't rechargeable either. This is rechargeable, which is nicer. And it's actually got some good weight to it and a lot more better rubber protection, especially in the front face. That's good. Love the stand. I love how the stand works. Okay. And actually, which part? This is stainless steel. Yeah, it's not going to count. We need a piece of actual steel. There we go. Okay, so the magnet is actually here. The ball itself is not magnetic. So we got that. But I like the tripod design, low profile. You can change the light this way or this way. It's going to work for a lot of multi-purpose. Not good for underneath the hood of the car, obviously, but for something on the floor that you need to look at, maybe inspect something underneath, something, definitely going to work for that. Like I said, power outage, definitely good for that. Camping, it'd be great for camping with, so, you know, that's not a problem. And we'll provide you some emergency power back into your phone should you kill your phone while you're out and about, you know. So it does have some multi-purposes to it. So I think that's all right. I'm going to say I honestly don't want to go anywhere near a 4 because it does have a charge system in it for charging devices, which is not a bad thing. But I think maybe they could have easily fit a 3,000 milliamp battery in there instead of a 1,000, which would offer a lot more runtime. But it is $5, and that's the hard part, you know. And some people are going to come down on me for this, but honestly, I think even a 3,000 milliamp battery, which is only like an extra 50 cents, it would have been such a much better device for what they consider this to be for and whatnot. I think a 3,000 would have been the better choice, at least for that. And you get a lot more charge back into your phone too. Because 1,000 milliamps, and if you've already used this thing up for a lot of its power, I mean, you're not going to get hardly anything back into your phone. So that's the thing. I have to put this at, I'm going to put it at 3 3/4 out of 5. I'll be that generous with still saying, yeah, sure, for $5, you're not going to go wrong. It's definitely perfectly bright enough that in a power outage, you're definitely fine. Camping use in the tent or trailer, whatever. Working underneath a vehicle if you need to or what have you. It's going to provide more than ample enough light. I just can't justify, because of the 1,000 milliamp battery, giving it more points than that. because anything that has a charging bank circuit on it usually has a lot more powerful battery in it already. And yes, those units are usually 10, 15, 20 bucks. This is only 5, but I don't consider that an excuse in my opinion. I don't have the leniency for that because I think it'll fit a bigger battery for the amperage, which is not an issue. And I think it would be a more sellable product and in that sense. But otherwise, putting aside the charging port and just as the rest of it would go, for that I would say 4 out of 5, 4. You know, so it's kind of like overall, you know, but then, yeah, we could say for forgetting about the charge port that's here, I would give the rest of that a 4 out of 5 for the main purpose, right? But this is just like an extra little goodie toy. And there's nothing to keep dirt and junk out of here either, so watch it in the workplace because you start getting crud in there, you could short circuit your USB port. So they could have put a flat protector on there. Considering they call this a work light. That's the thing. If you're going to call it, then build it how you're going to call it. Even for $5, like I said, I've got cheaper lights that actually do provide port protection too. And I've gotten those from the dollar store as well. So, yeah. Anyway, but otherwise, I think it's okay. So, take it for what you will. But they're at Dollarama. They're $5 a pop. And to me, it was worth every penny of $5 for sure. So, that's it. See you in the next one.